Hey, what's up you guys, welcome back to the channel. Now I just wanted to talk about the new Endgame Part 2 update that was recently released and whether or not the uniforms are worth it. So let's start with Thor, one of my favorite Avengers, and is his uniform good and are the improvements great? No, not really, and let me tell you why. Okay, first things first, this uniform is an improvement over the Infinity War uniform because of the 15% increased lightning damage and the buffs on the 4th skill, which give you a 25% attack buff, 25% crit rate buff, and all speed 5% buff. But that's it. That is all, and those are all of the changes that I've just listed. Those are just all of the changes that he's received in this update. Those are the only changes, and I can show you the skill animations for all of his skills right here. 3 is the same. 1 is slightly different. 2 is the same. 5 is the same. It's all the same. It's a copy paste from his Infinity War uniform. The only different one is his 4. That's all. Those are all the changes that Thor has received from Infinity War all the way back from last year to Endgame. You had 1 year. I know perhaps you didn't have an early screening of the movie. You had 1 year to think of new animations. I've always complained about Thor's animations and have said, this guy can fly, this guy can throw his hammer. Have more animations with him throwing his hammer and flying and slamming to shit. If you can do it with Captain Marvel, you can easily do it with Thor. So as far as the animations go, and as far as the update to the character, this is a lazy copy and paste that is akin to the one that they did to Iron Man's Endgame uniform. Now, I obviously auto-purchased this uniform because 1, I have my Thor at tier 3 and I want him to be at the best capability. And 2, I love Thor and was hoping that he would get a lot of love because he needed it. Yes, this character does elevate him even further, but it just doesn't do enough for the character. He won't be meta in any mode, aside from maybe ABX Universal Hero. I don't know if he can outscore Captain Marvel, but we'll have to see. And yeah, I know, I purchased his team suit because I just don't like the fat Thor. Yeah, I know, okay? Please don't dislike the video because I just said that. Double hammers are cool, but guess what? It doesn't matter because none of the animations in his new uniform utilize both of his hammers. Netmarble, this is lazy. This is super freaking lazy. Change Thor's skill animations. If Iron Man is getting a rework, Thor needs a rework too. This is just a tacked on buff on his 4th skill and that's it. Only one animation change. No, absolutely not. Thor needs more skills that involve him flying, throwing his hammer, because these are so many things that he does in his movie, even in Infinity War. So, is this uniform a must buy? No, not really. If you have his Infinity War uniform and you're tight on crystals, I'd rather you spend money on other uniforms. But if you don't have Thor's Infinity War uniform and you have him at, like Unworthy or Ragnarok, yeah, then definitely this is a massive improvement. It's not a massive improvement over Infinity War, it's a marginal improvement. And he just needs more. More buffs need to be done to this character. This is the God of freaking Thunder. He deserves more, okay? Alright, so enough about Thor. Let's talk about Captain Marvel's new uniform. Captain Marvel didn't need an improvement because she was already a beast. She was already a PvP god, and she can also hold her own in PvE. But there's good news about this uniform. Like I said before, it's a synergy uniform, which makes it great because you don't have to upgrade this uniform. If you've already upgraded the previous uniform to Mythic, this uniform will automatically be Mythic. Yeah, I know, mine's at Legendary. And another thing about Synergy is that you get an automatic 5% all attack and all defense buff, which is great because I'm sure all of you have already tier 3'd your Captain Marvel. I haven't because I tier 3'd Captain America over her because I just didn't need her to be tier 3 at that moment, but now I do and I'm almost there. So this uniform doesn't change a lot for the character, but it does have a lot of amazing buffs. Now there's decreased damage received from supervillains by 10%, and she deals more damage to supervillains by 15%, which is great. Which is amazing because in the new Thanos meta, Captain Marvel now has a higher chance of one-shotting Thanos with her 5-4 combo. And also, her 3rd skill has an additional buff, which is Fracture. Now she deals Fracture on her 3rd skill, which wasn't there previously. And Fracture is great for fighting people like Deadpool, Wolverine, all those characters with regen and amazing damage in their skills. And I'm just going to quickly show you the animation on her 3rd skill, which goes as such, goes as so. Yep, looks like that. It's pretty cool and it does a lot more hits and a lot more damage than her previous third skill. It's a bit like, it's quite similar to Quicksilver's fourth skill animation. So is this uniform a insta buy? Is it a must pick up? Well, I would say why not, because it only costs 630 crystals. So if you're not tight on crystals like Thor, you can purchase this uniform. I would honestly purchase this over Thor's Endgame uniform. If you don't have any uniforms like the Infinity War one, if you don't have his Infinity War uniform, then purchase Thor's new uniform. Otherwise, I would just go for Captain Marvel's uniform, as this does make the character significantly better considering all of the uniform bonuses that she has received. They can give her and Captain America so much love, but Thor and Iron Man can't get love. Yeah, I know, I am still pretty miffed about that. So this uniform is good, and also there's an additional bonus to this uniform, the appearance. This uniform is so much cooler than this uniform. Yeah, I know it's subjective, but I'm sure most of you can agree that this uniform looks a lot better than the previous one. So I think Captain Marvel is yeah, it's a pretty worthy buy. So those are the two new uniforms that have been released. Are they disappointing? Captain Marvel's is alright, but Thor's is just severely and completely and utterly disappointing. Just very lazy, tacked on, copy and paste uniform. But does he actually perform better? Yeah, I know he does. Okay, as far as it goes, I do Ebony Maw stages 35 to 40, and Thor is capable of doing that now without the, without the additional support from Shuri, Phil Coulson, or without any leadership. So yes, it is a significant improvement. It is, sorry, not a significant, a marginal improvement, because the 25% attack buff is pretty great. But it's just not as good and doesn't scale as well as all defense down, which Cap has on his fourth skill, which is a 30% all defense down. That's pretty good. And also, not only that, Cap's new fourth skill deals amazing damage compared to his Infinity War fourth skill. So Cap, he's definitely the sleeper hit of the Endgame update. His buffs and additions to the character are amazing. If you haven't gotten Cap's new uniform, definitely do yourself some justice and buy his new uniform. So yeah, that's it for today. Netmarble changed Thor's skills. And as always, thank you for watching. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. And I'll see you next time on TikTok. Peace.